ẹ̀yin èèyàn mo mọ̀ kí yín káàkiri gbogbo ibi tí ẹ bá tún ti ń wò wá ọ̀rọ̀ kan wà ń ta báyìí tó ń trend lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nípa one of the nominee ìyẹn ìkan nínú àwọn mínísítà tí aṣíwájú ààrẹ Tinubu yàn pé àwọn fẹ́ jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mínísítà wọ́n porúkọ máa yẹn ní Dr. Bosun Tijani ó jẹ́ kan nínú àwọn èèyàn tó yẹ pé a bá ń sọ pé ẹni tó lọ́n dogun ọpọlọ fún ní IT ọlọ́run kẹ́ máa yẹn ìgbà tí wọ́n wá ń screen máa yẹn lénìí ọ̀rọ̀ jáde o ẹ wá máa gbọ́n tó jáde very interesting ẹ̀yin èèyàn ẹ mọ̀ bá mi share ètò yìí a máa kọ́ àwọn ọgbọ́n kan bẹ̀. Now wọ́n ní máa yìí ní 2020-2021 wọ́n ní ó tweet lórí Twitter pé ó bú Nàìjíríà ó bú àwọn leaders ó pè wọ́n ní moron ní máa bá délé ní wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe screening fún. Do you know what? Ẹni àkọ́kọ́ tó kọ́kọ́ dìde tó máa tako máa yìí tó máa kọ́kọ́ béèrè question lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Can you believe it? Ọmọ Yorùbá ni. Now ṣe tá bá wo gbogbo nǹkan tó ní máa yìí sọ níwájú ó sọ sẹ́yìn gbogbo nǹkan tó sọ is fact. Òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí ò lábùlà ni. But wọ́n wá fẹ́ kó bọ̀ kíní ìwà interesting ẹjọ́ mo fọlọ́mọ̀ yìí mo fẹ́ ká jọ wò ó. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló kọ́kọ́ dìde tó kọ́kọ́ reverse yìí tweet tẹ́ni yẹn tweet ní 2021/2022 wọ́n ló ó bú Nàìjíríà kí dẹ̀ ló fà máa yẹn ló lọ sí embassy gbàrà tó ń dárúkọ ara ń pọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà ló ń ti wá báyìí ibi tí wàhálà ti dé nìyẹn bí máa yẹn ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní tweet ó sọ̀rọ̀ sí gbogbo wọn nìyẹn but èmi nìkan kọ́ ni máa dà wò kò dùn tèmi nìkan bá ń wò máa play fọ́nrán yẹn rèé ó wà lọ́wọ́ mi ò lẹ̀ ń wò yìí máa play ẹ̀ fún yín a máa jọ máa wò a máa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀yin èèyàn náà máa comment bí ẹ ṣe ń wò yẹn ẹ máa comment ẹ máa fi rọkàn yín ràn ṣé rán ni máa yí ipa àwọn sẹ́nétọ̀ gangan fúnra wọn they knew wípé nǹkan tí máa yí ń sọ that's the reality òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ni nípa Nàìjíríà bọ̀ ara wọn kò òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n máa yẹn sọ ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n fẹ́ kó kó ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu ẹ̀ jẹ ẹ wo ẹ má bínú mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa ẹ ṣeun káàkiri gbogbo tẹ́ bá ti wò wá now ẹ jẹ́ kí n máa play kinní yẹn díẹ̀díẹ̀ kájọ máa wò bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe ń wọlé ẹ má gbàgbé láti máa bá mi share ẹ kí àwọn èèyàn wa káwọn náà lè on trend lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tó ń gbóná fẹlifẹli ó yá.
Distinguished colleague Buhari Abdul Fattah Oyo North, Dr. Bosun, congratulations. On the 21st of July 2019, Dr. Bosun tweeted against a tweet against Nigeria that it does not appreciate the Nigerian passport and Nigeria as a nation. My question now is that, yes, the Nigerian passport and Nigeria as a nation. Let me quote it exactly from the way you put it. Nigeria is a bloody expensive tag to have against your name. Leave patriotism for a minute. That tag is bloody waste of time and energy, but a country. End of quote. So the question now is that this tweet, does he still have belief in it, or he has changed his mind about the country now? That's the question. Because when he was reading his resume, he was giving patriotism of how he served, blah, 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 blah. If he has changed now, I just wanted to know, and I want Nigerians to know, because, Mr. President, in the last 2-3 days, his case has been on and off in Nigeria. That it has been trending, in Nigeria. So the issue now is that, do you still believe in what you said in 2019, or you have changed your mind about the country? That's just all.
Well, I think the corollary to
mọ́tà máa ṣe yín o ṣe rí ká lè gbádùn kí ní dáadáa now ẹ̀yin wo nǹkan tí sẹ́nétọ̀ yẹn wo nǹkan tó sọ ń sìn ṣé rọ́ ni máa yẹn pa ni ẹ máa gbọ́rọ̀ direct látẹnu máa yẹn gangan fúnra ẹ o ẹ mọ̀ pé kò ṣe kíni kò parọ́ bó ṣe rí gẹ́lẹ́ òun ló ṣe sọ yẹn ẹ jẹ́ kí n tẹ̀síwájú ẹ máa bá mi jẹ́ kó dọ́dọ̀ àwọn ẹlòmíín náà káwọn náà lè rí wo ó ń trend ìbàjẹ́ lọ́wọ́ báyìí.
That question will be that he will answer which nationality is standing here now. Because if he's saying that it's a bloody waste of time to to have a Nigerian passport or to be a Nigerian. So coming here, it's possible that he may not even be here as a Nigerian. So when he's going to answer, that question, he will also tell us whether he's here as a Nigerian or whether he has taken another country's citizenship. Distinguished Senator Issa Jibrin.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I am Issa Jibrin, representing the very good people of Kogi East. Well, I'm taken aback by Buhari's comments, but I will still go ahead with what I intend to say, because he needs to really clear himself of all these allegations first. But having said that, and assuming he clears himself, he is an IT person. Your Excellency, there are so many inefficiencies within the government sector, especially in the areas of revenue collections. Okay. It's okay. Okay.
Ask the question from the Nigerian.
No, please use your seat. The distinguished Senator Solomon Adiola Olamileko. Yeah, you are from Ogun State. The nominee is from Ogun State. So, am I right? Huh? Okay. So, before he answers, maybe as an elder in the Senate, you may wish to educate us whether he's actually Nigerian before he confirms it.
Mr. President,
Mr. President, sitting as chair, my name is Mohamed Ogoshionao. I represent Nasarawa South. I come under Order 10. And with the permission of the chair, I might want to read the privilege. Any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege suddenly arising, and he shall be prepared to move without a notice a motion declaring that a contempt of or breach of privilege has been committed. I want the Senate President's attention. Sir. Yes, sir. The question the chair put before the nominee as to the nationality that he belongs, that is standing here, must be answered first before we go on, because answering any other thing apart from that one will be a breach of my privilege and the privilege of this chamber. So he must declare whether he is still a Nigerian or he is coming from another country. Thank you very much.
stop. Abu, stop.
Point of order is sustained. Nominee, please go ahead and answer the question whether you are still a Nigerian and whether the tweet came from you. Then from there we proceed. First, I want to put on record that we are very appreciative. We are very appreciative of Mr. President for discovering talents like you and bringing you to the fore, and particularly for giving the opportunity to very young people. If it's something that you did because you were very young, and now you are getting a bit older, you let us know. And if you are still a Nigerian, let us know. But we believe you have impeccable credentials, And we are very impressed that young people are being given opportunity to join this government. So don't get us wrong. We just want to know whether you are from Sierra Leone or some other place, since Nigeria is not good. Please go on.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Senate President. Thank you also for bringing up this issue, distinguished Senator Buhari. I'm going to ask that you please listen to everything I say as if I'm your son, because I will speak from my heart, and everything I'll say today can be proven. I've spent the last 15 years of my life going all across the world, looking for people to support young people who believe they can use technology to help lift this country forward. I've done this in so many ways, very loud and subtle. One of the most subtle things I've done is that since founding my company, we've opened now in 4 countries. And every time you get to the lobby of our office in this country, you will see an artwork there. And embedded in that artwork is the flag of Nigeria. Embedded in that artwork. If you go to the Kigali in Rwanda today, you will find that. If you go to Nairobi, you will find it. If you go to Namibia, you will find it. Everywhere we go. In 2019, as a sequel to something I did with Google, the business I do, which is to support young people to build businesses, require that they raise money. And the ability to raise money relies on the ability to attract investors from abroad. And I did everything possible to build a company that is fully domiciled in Nigeria. In the technology space, people had to domicile their businesses in Nigeria. I domiciled that business in Nigeria. In 2019, we decided to improve Nigeria's opportunity to be able to raise more money, that we need to be doing a tour of the whole world. But we didn't want to do it just as Nigeria, but as Africa. So I opened up 15 slots. This whole trip was paid for by Google. Nothing came to my pocket. We gave about 8 slots to Nigerians. Because I have a second citizen, which is a British passport, I was in the UK, and I was trying to apply for my Chinese visa because I did not need visa to every other country. I got to the embassy, and I was told that it would take me 2 days to get my Chinese visa. I was excited. And the gentleman said, "What do you do? Where's your pay slip?" I said, "I run my business." He says, "We have to see your bank account statement." I said, "I'm happy to provide it, but my business is fully domiciled in Nigeria." The moment I mentioned Nigeria, the gentleman said they have to do a special check on me. And it was going to take minimum 2 weeks. In anger, I tweeted what you read, which was paraphrased wrongly. One,
now, let's just be sincere with ourselves. Ṣé nǹkan tí màá yìí sọ ṣe rọ́ ló pa? No, ẹ má jà tanra wa, ẹ já mú ọ̀rọ̀ eré kúrò ńbẹ̀. Àwọn country kan wà tó yẹ pé tán bá ti lè gbọ́ nàì báyìí tẹ́ bá kódà bóyá ẹ ń chat pẹ̀lú wọn àbẹ́ ẹ̀ ń ṣe kíní kan ni tó bá ti lè gbọ́ Nàìjíríà báyìí they will cut you off. Now, báwo lèyàn ò ṣe ní, báwo ni frustration ò ṣe ní wá? Báwo lèyàn ò ṣe ní, lórí èyàn ò ṣe ní fẹ́ ṣe bí pé ni ó dàrú? Ẹ get ẹni tó ti wò ó pé within 2 days kíkiní immediately tí wọ́n gbọ́ báyìí pé Nàìjíríà ni kí ni wọ́n ṣe? Wọ́n ní no, it's going to take you another 2 weeks. You need to do thorough check, even background check. Ẹ wá ní ó sọ̀rọ̀, kò ṣe bá ní sọ̀rọ̀. Ìyẹn ni pé ìyẹn ni pé drama pọ̀ Nàìjíríà yìí. Ẹja tó máa gbọ́rọ̀ báyìí, ẹja tó máa gbọ́ lọ. Very interesting. Ẹja tó máa gbọ́ lọ.
Specifically mentioned that for us to lift this country up, we must find a way to correct our image, to project positive image. Because I don't want my 2 young girls to grow up because they're going to be proud Nigerians. I don't want them to grow up to experience the same thing. This is something that can be proven. What they've given to you, sir, is just a screenshot of the first one, which is convenient. I'm very passionate about Nigeria, very. As I'm standing in front of you, I've just closed a business that I've been working on for 2 years, which is going to support 36 Nigerian entrepreneurs with 65 million naira to build technology that's specifically focused on education. I do not do this because of my pocket. I'm standing here with you today because people know me for the work I've done, not because of my father or mother, because they're both late. I do not have political connections. I am extremely passionate about Nigeria. What it takes for Mark Zuckerberg to say I'm going to Africa for the first time, and before meeting anybody, it was me he came to, was a lot of due diligence on my passion and interest. What it took for the founder of Twitter to come and meet me as a leader when I wasn't recommended was for my passion and interest. And just a couple of weeks ago, when Mr. President was inaugurated, Bill Gates was in Nigeria to speak to the young people about the hope and opportunities that exist in this country. I was the one who hosted him. It was nationally televised. And it gave a lot of hope to our young people. I am not what is being represented online. I might have said things out of passion and support for young people. On this matter, lastly, because I support a lot of young people, we give them opportunity to come to Yaba to learn software development, to build businesses of their own. So I used to spend almost 30–40% of my time going to look for ways to bail young people out of police station because they were found with laptops in their bags, not because there was any evidence to show that these people are fraudulent people. It was out of this anger and frustration. How can I be trying my best to uplift my country and I'm spending my energy doing things that...
túbọ̀ nǹkan tí màá yẹn sọ ó ní lára àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n benefit tí wọ́n ń gain lára tó ń train àwọn ọlọ́pàá wọn kàn déédéé arrest wọn torí pé wọ́n rí laptop lẹ́yìn wọn ṣé gbogbo ẹni tó bá gbé laptop kiri tó ní yahoo àbó ló lè and àwọn rí ló lè wọ́n mọ̀ wọ́n o wọ́n ní lọ arrest wọn o ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tó yẹ pé they are doing their legitimate work torí pé bóyá mò ń jáde nísìnyí mo gbé laptop can you see ẹgbọ́n nǹkan tí màá yẹn sọ táwọn ọmọ tó ń train àwọn ọlọ́pàá kan déédéé arrest wọn wọ́n gba báàgì lẹ́yìn wọn pé wọ́n rí laptop lẹ́yìn wọn ṣé èyàn ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ tí ò yẹ kó sọ gan o wàá mọ tó fọ́nì wọ́n ní ìdí máa yìí torí wọ́n mọ̀ wípé man is a great man ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ when we are talking of IT technology ọlọ́run kẹ́mà yìí nídìí ẹ̀ and is one of the tẹ́ bá wo gbogbo àwọn candidates tí wọ́n ti wá ń screen tí wọ́n ti kó wá tí wọ́n ti wá fọ̀rọ̀ wá lẹ́nu wò this is one of the best so far tẹ́mi jí rí láàrin gbogbo wọn torí ẹ̀ ìgbà tí mo ṣètò kan ní some days ago ẹ̀rù pé mo dárúkọ máa Dr. Bosun Tijani is from Ogun State ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọlọ́nkẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n kàn ń ṣàgídí ẹ máa gbọ́ o àwọn ẹ máa gbọ́ ẹ rò oríṣiríṣi ń sìn ó kàn ṣe ìrìn wọn ni ẹja tó máa gbọ́ síwájú sí.
It's impossible. Lastly, I've worked with a lot of people locally as well, just to find so many resources and opportunity. I've worked with a very rich person here who's created a fund that is backing people in Nigeria and across Africa to do their businesses. I do not have stake in all these businesses. These are businesses that I truly believe will uplift the country, and that's why I do what I do. So Senator Buhari, please, I urge you that give me the opportunity to show you the entire tweet that has been passed on to you. That is not me.
So, Dr. Bosun Tijani, you are saying that when you came out of the Chinese embassy, you were a bit disappointed with the way the image of Nigeria was being, ridiculed by international communities. But since then, that you have made efforts to correct the image. You brought Bill Gates to Nigeria. You brought Sugar Bar. That's the father of Facebook to Nigeria, and you are doing a lot of things to encourage Nigerians to go into the IT business, and also to make money from there to sustain themselves. And you are very determined to make sure that your two children grow up to be proud of their identity as Nigerians, and that what you have suffered internationally should not be meted out to them, and that the image of this country must be corrected. And so when the president gave you this opportunity, you are very happy that this is now even a higher platform for you to come in and help to change that image and also help to empower a lot of young Nigerians. Let me recognize another young Nigerian to say something. Senator Abu.
Thank you, Mr. President, sitting at chair. You will live long, Mr. President. God bless you. Mr. President, sitting at chair, few days ago, I commended the President of Nigeria for nominating many women into his cabinet. He kept his promise. Most of these women, if you look at their average age, 39 years, average. If you put all of them together, divide their age, give it 37 to 39 years. A young man is also standing before us today. In line with Mr. President's promise to young Nigerians that he will be part of my government, and he brought a young man. Look at his dressing, Mr. President, green and white. That is Nigerian. He came with Nigerian flag because of his passion for this country. Mr. President will not lie to you. Let me speak in pidgin English. Sometimes in this country they choke. They choke us. Mr. President, a few days ago I was come back from Kenya on the assignment that this parliament sent me. When I landed at Addis Ababa International Airport, I saw Nigerians being hoarded by a corner. Denied flight. I came out of the line, and I asked the immigration people there, why are you keeping these people without them boarding a plane? They told me I should go back to my line. I removed my diplomatic passport. I said, I'm a diplomat. I want to know why they are not boarding the flight. The moment they saw my international passport, red passport, they directed me to a seat, and I sat down there. What I'm saying, I'm on live television. Some Nigerians were in that flight, and they saw me when I left my queue. And I found out what they did. And I told them, give me back these Nigerians, let me take them to my country and hand them to immigration in my country. Most of them, Mr. President, they were treated in such a manner because they are using green passport. Sometimes, when young people tweet what they tweet and they express their frustration on social media, I want you to know that we are doing this out of the love that we have for this country. Not that we hate this country. We have nowhere to go. This is our country. This is an orphan, without a father, without a mother, without a godfather, recognized by the president for his work and presented to serve. Most of these young people who are leaving the country, Mr. President is telling them, come back. Don't be insulted us from America. Don't be insulted us from England. Come back to Nigeria, let's build this country together. And that's why Mr. President nominated him to come back home and not for this country. We commend Mr. President for the love that he has for youth, for women, and his vision for a new Nigeria. Colleagues, please, I beg you as a young person, when you see us sometimes you express passion, support us as your sons, as your daughters. Don't use our age against us. Use our age to see that we help this country. I beg colleagues, this boy is very intelligent. Take a bow and go, please.
Honestly, Senator Abu, you know, you will agree with me that this Senate has been very kind to you. In spite of all the noise you make in the Senate, we tolerate you because we recognize the youthfulness in you. I'm very proud of your speech today. The two Senator Solomon Adiola or Lami Lekon, this is your citizen. Say something and let him come forward and take leave of the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very distinguished colleague. Let me start by thanking Mr. President for identifying yet another talented Nigerian. Mr. President, let me commend the nominee for one thing. For the fact that he admitted that yes, that tweet emanated from him, and the intention surrounding that tweet was not in any way to disparage or destroy Nigeria as a country, but out of sheer frustration that he encountered in the Chinese embassy. The only area that I strongly believe he will have added to this is sharing his experience in the Chinese embassy with Nigerians, so that he will give us a platform for us as a government to call on the Chinese embassy to ask why Nigerians is being treated this way. Yes, sir. But for hiding that and tweeting out of sheer frustration is one area that I am not in support of. But Mr. President, distinguished colleague, Bosun Tijani standing before us, a Nigerian, an IT guru, somebody in his opening remarks has shown how technology can be used to improve our economy. An economist by academics, an IT guru by profession. Mr. President, distinguished colleague, you will quite agree with me that a country that is not fintech compliance at this time and age should know that he is yet to overcome many, many challenges that is confronting that nation. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, someone that Nigeria never believed can throw up somebody like Bosun Tijani, a 46-year-old Nigerian, 41-year-old Nigerian going 42, to be a minister of the Federal Republic, is doing it again. And that was how he started in Lagos. He discovered Bosun when Bosun was 42. He discovered me when I was less than 30. When you are 41, Asiwaju discovered you. He discovered me when I was less than 30 years. And today, I have kept the flag flying. Yes, sir. That is the generation that Asiwaju believes in. And these are the future of Nigeria. I want to plead with my colleague that irrespective of the shortcomings of Bosun Tijani, let's take it as useful exorbitant. And he's here before us to tell us that he has the solution. He has what it takes to contribute to the development of this country. And he has decided to leave his businesses and leave his connection in the IT world to come and add value to the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I want to plead with my colleague that don't let us throw away the baby and the water. The man has appealed before us, and he has accepted to the fact, and even go ahead, I don't know, he has apologized. Okay, maybe in his submission, he has not even committed anything according to his submission. But out of his sheer frustration, he has explained. My dear colleague, I plead with you that to please, okay, I apologize on his behalf and say that we should allow Mr. Bosun Tijani, a born Ogun State indigene, to take a bow and go. Thank you, Mr. President.
Wait. Please, the minority leader.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Order!
Thank you, distinguished colleagues. Mr. President, I want to join all other senators that have spoken to congratulate our dear President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for selecting young Nigerians to also be part of his cabinet, especially the women and the youths. With regards to our brother Dr. Bosun, congratulations. But, Mr. President, I wish to advise this young man that there are times, no matter the level of our frustration, we must be cautious with what we write on the social media. I'm saying this because I have another tweet from him, which was written by him by 10:05 p.m. in April 21st, 2021. With the kind permission of Mr. President, I would like to read this tweet. He said, "Who conducted a security check on him when he was appointed? What sort of checks are done by at the Nigerian Senate when they confirm appointees and the media? Question for another day. Until we ask the right questions, these morons will continue to take us for granted." Mr. President, sir. Mr. President, I want to Mr. President, like I said earlier, this is a young man who is well read. I want to ask, having come from my alma mater, I'm also from the University of Jos, and I've taught there in University of Jos for 15 years. I find it very difficult to believe that a graduate of University of Jos will write this on the personality of the Nigerian Senate. I want to ask, sir, are you the author of this tweet or not? Thank you.
Well, the Senate leader.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues.
Now, kí Senator Ọpẹ́yẹmí Bámidélé kó tó sọ tiẹ̀ oní Senate leader. No, let's just be sincere. Ṣé gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n ń sọ tí wọ́n ń kà pé máa yín tweet ṣé rọ́ ni? Ṣé rọ́ ni? Kì í ṣe rọ́ náà, ṣé bí nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni? Now, wọ́n wá dúró ndo pé àwọn ò ní jẹ́. No, let's just be sincere. Ṣé máa yín need anything láti lose? But ṣẹ́rí ẹja gbọ́rọ̀ tí Senator Ọpẹ́yẹmí Bámidélé tó sọ yìí. Òun fẹ́ wà sincere díẹ̀ because ó sọ ó láwọn ọmọ wọn ò bí wọn sí Nàìjíríà ó ní but ìgbà tó kan padà wá Nàìjíríà náà pé wọ́n ṣe ń tweet nígbà EndSARS ní ẹja gbọ́ nǹkan tó Ọpẹ́yẹmí Bámidélé ẹja gbọ́ tó náà.
And I have a perspective to share with Nigerians, especially those among our youth who in the last 48 hours, since the name of Dr. Bosun Tijani was sent to this hallowed chamber as a ministerial nominee, our youth are divided on this matter. There are some who are supporting him. There are some who are also sharing other tweets from him similar to those that have been read out here. The truth about it is, beyond these two tweet messages, there are some other ones being shared online. And what is the underlying thing here? And what is the perspective that I want to share? Consider the dates of these tweets and recall the events that took place in Nigeria. Some of my own children and some of our own children were all part of these tweets.
standing before us, sir, is an end SARS protester, if you can so classify him. That is the truth about it. My own daughter, who was not born in Nigeria, I didn't hide my family in the US. I didn't take my family out of Nigeria after I came into public service. I was in the US doing my master's degree. I was there practicing as an attorney when I gave birth to my own children. So they were not born here. But when my daughter was done schooling, she told me she wanted to come to Nigeria for her national service, and I was very glad. My daughter joined the End SARS protests. Around the same time, all these tweets were going on. Very many of our own children asked us questions. Mr. President, I need your protection. All I'm trying to do is share a perspective. The same president, these are the issues for me. Number one, an End SARS protester who believed he was a spokesperson for his own generation, today has come to see the need to join hands with us to build this nation and bring all those ideas around which they organize protests on board to further build Nigeria and rebrand Nigeria. That's number one. More importantly, number two, the same President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a citizen as he then was, not in any official position, who was accused or alleged as having taken soldiers to Toll Gate Plaza in Lagos to shoot NSA protesters, is the one who today, by the grace of God, as President and Commander-in-Chief of Nigeria, has sent Dr. Bosun Tijani as a nominee to this chamber, because he also believes that they have something to offer. So let's look at it from all these perspectives and know that this man standing before us did what any of our children could have done. At that point, based on their own understanding of what's going on, he portrayed a scenario of how most of the people he was struggling to help were being arrested by the police because they had laptops in their bags, not because they were criminals. Let us remember what happened in this country. We need to move on with this generation. We need to put this behind us. So, of course, if he said anything that he shouldn't have said, he's here to apologize. That's not the problem. But let's take it beyond that and be less emotional about this issue. But we must protect the integrity of this institution. I agree, with our colleagues who are saying this. And our own youth must also learn from this, that even in the face of anger or protest, you must mind the language that you use. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Your Excellency, Senate President, and also distinguished senators. Distinguished senators. I was raised properly as a Yoruba boy, both in Agege and Abeokuta, so I do understand that we're not meant to disrespect our elders, and that's not the training that we're given. My father probably won't be proud of me for all these allegations. But one thing he'll be proud of as well is that the passion that led me to those mistakes has also given me the opportunity to contribute to the development of this country. So I want to profusely apologize to everyone in this hall, including anyone anywhere in Nigeria that may have been offended about everything I said. I ask that you please, in the process of accepting my apology, that you look at the undertone of everything I've said. I didn't say it to spite. I said it out of frustration and love. So please accept my sincere apologies, please.
You wanna take your bow. I can't hear for duty. Yeah. Ẹ ti rí fọ́nrán yẹn. Ẹ wo máa yẹn Dr. Bosun yẹn, they need him. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé finest tó máa sọ pé àwọn tó sì dáa jù ní àwọn ẹ rí pé gbogbo wọn kàn kó wọn jọ bẹ́ẹ̀, gbogbo ex-governor tó ti kówó jẹ tí wọ́n ti yó, kódà tán fẹ́ lè mọ pọ́wọ́ wọn kó gbogbo wọn jọ bẹ́ẹ̀. But nínú gbogbo wọn yẹn tẹ́ bá wo one of the most intelligent guy tó wà láàrin wọn is this Dr. Bosun. Now wọ́n wá accuse ẹ̀ sí pé ó sọ báyìí ó sọ báyìí ó sọ báyìí ṣé gbogbo ohun tó sọ ń gbà yẹn ṣe irọ́ ló pa ni ṣe irọ́ ló pa ni ó ń try àti help àwọn ọ̀dọ́ àwọn ọlọ́pàá mú wọn wọ́n náà ní laptop lẹ́yìn wọ́n àkáàsì wọn wọ́n ń gbé wọn lọ station ẹ wá ní kó má frost ẹ wá ní kó rí ẹ má máa yí pé irú country jákujàku lélẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tèmi ò máa yẹn ò ṣe kí ni bọ́rọ̀ ṣe rí ló sọ ṣùgbọ́n òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ sáà sí kí ni ìmọ̀ ọkọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n sáà sí sọ pé wọ́n fẹ́ kó bẹ̀bẹ̀ náà ni àbí kó sọ pé òun apologize kó dẹ̀ bẹ̀bẹ̀ pé òun ò ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ àbí kó dẹ̀ ti take apologize ẹ̀yìn rẹ̀ ẹ ti rí ẹ̀rí iṣẹ́ báyìí and they knew pé wọ́n ní ìdí báyìí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tòrọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ó dẹ̀ dà mo kàn fún mọ́mọ́ mú wá kẹ́yìn èèyàn kẹ́wọ́n tí wọ́n fojú máa yí rí ni ẹ má gbàgbé àwọn kan tí ẹ bí wọ́n lẹ́nìtìn just take your power and go ni àwọn ex bóyá minister ni àbí senator ni àbí governor ni so yá take your power and go ni ṣùgbọ́n òdì ẹ̀ wọ́n ní ó bú wọn ó ṣe kinní kan àfi sùúrù ẹ wo mo kàn ní kí n sáré mélèé wá fún yín update ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń lọ ara àwọn nǹkan tó ń trend lénìlélẹ̀ tó bá tó dìgbà míì á tún jọ pàdé lórí ètò ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń lọ ẹ ṣe ń tẹ̀ ń wò wá ó dàbọ̀ ó dìgbà kan náà.
Àràbà tẹlifíṣàn ni ó online tv tàráyé ń gbọ́ Àràbà tẹlifíṣàn ni ó online tv táwọn ayé ń wo ẹ̀tún gbẹ̀kẹ̀ ń gbọ́ Àràbà tẹlifíṣàn ni ó wọ́n gbọ́ káàkiri online tv tàráyé ń gbọ́ Àràbà tẹlifíṣàn ni ó online tv àwọn ayé ń wo àní bó jẹ́ ti ká pèdé àsìkò bó jẹ́ ti ká kàròyìn bó ṣe ń lọ o káàkiri àgbáyé ọ̀gá ni wọ́n o láwùjọ sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ kíkẹ́ olóbùrò ọjọ́ tẹ́ yẹ́kẹ́yẹ́ àní nílùú London wọ́n ń gbọ́ wa àní l'Amẹ́ríkà o wọ́n ń gbọ́ wa ní gbogbo Yúróòpù pátá wọ́n ń gbọ́ wa ọmọ Yorùbá ní diaspora wọ́n ń gbọ́ wa ojú wa tó lé ojú wa tó kó ọjà tábà tún wá polówó láráyé fẹ́ràn. Àràbà tẹlifíṣàn ni ó online tv táráyé ń gbọ́ Àràbà tẹlifíṣàn ni ó online tv táwọn